Brenay, social media influencer, is being sued by her friend Akira for hunching on her husband. They live in the state of North Carolina, where alienation of affection and criminal conversation can have you down there to the courthouse paying out your money for sleeping with that woman's husband. Now, if you are on TikTok and you fell into the who is this Brenay, Tim, Akira, and Devin, what we're going to do is give you the cause of action, which is the alienation of affection, straight from the court documents, so you can at least know, well, what happened and how did we get here? And then after we get through the documents, you can go watch the mess and the drama of it all. The reading of the documents were pulled from a live that I did yesterday, which was Friday. Today is Saturday. So if there are any audio issues or if it's a little choppy, I apologize in advance, but at least you will know how we got here. And then once again, you can go get into the court of public opinion. And honey, let's talk about it down in the comments below. Bye.
So y'all telling me that Brenay was married to Devin, and Akira was married to Tim, and Devin and Tim were cousins, and Brenay and Akira were friends, and Brenay started messing with Tim all while they were all still married to their own partners. Y'all, I don't like no mess. maybe just a little bit of mess, I do. But what is going on? Shout out to I'm Not a Lawyer But, because I have been getting tagged on the Brenay Girls page, and I did not know what was going on. I was like, oh, okay, Brenay and her husband got a divorce and people are upset that she moved on fast. I did not know what was going on until I'm Not a Lawyer broke it down. And on top of everything that I just said, which is all over the place, Akira is now suing Brenay for breaking up her marriage and causing her to be in financial anguish due to her husband not being at the home. And Devin is now suing his cousin Tim for the same reason. All right,
so the second cause of action that we're going to read from the documents were filed in 2024. We are now in 2025. The trial is happening right now. FYI, Devin and Brenay are now divorced. Tim and Akira are now divorced. And now Brenay and Tim are married. Now, allegedly, people are saying that they can't find this public record. I did not go to research to pull anyone's marriage to see what's going on, if they're married or not, but I just wanted to add that update before we get into the reading of the court documents. Welcome to the Unfiltered Doll, where we do what? A little bit of cussing around here, so your parental advisory has been advised. This is a pre-recorded video where we do what? Get into somebody's damn business. All views and opinions matter, but understand I've been giving out a bad opinion since 1978, baby, and if you ever feel triggered, just remember we're not talking about you, but we're talking about the people on the screen. Now let's get into this mess. Straight from the court documents, we are reading the amended complaint, second cause of action, alienation of affection. I am summarizing, but I am reading it and I'm giving you the summarized version from the actual documents. Okay, so Brenay is the defendant, Akira is the plaintiff. Okay, so Akira's husband had a supportive and loving marriage prior to the acts and conduct of Brenay being alleged with genuine love and affection existing between Akira and Tim. Upon information and belief, Tim, which is the husband, and Brenay became friends when Brenay married Tim's husband's first cousin. Okay. And just to give you a little bit of information from what was reported in court yesterday, when Devin took the stand, they are actually blood cousins through their grandparents. Okay. Brenay indicated she was having marital problems and began to stay in the marital home of Akira and Tim. Brenay continuously used the information gained from the friendship with Akira, including information vented to her about her marriage to gain the trust and confidence of Tim, the husband. Brenay had knowledge of Tim previously cheating on Akira during Akira's second pregnancy. Brenay then proceeded to seduce and have physical intercourse with Tim despite their friendship. Brenay never disclosed the inappropriate relationship between Brenay and Tim to Akira and continued to be Akira's friend. Brenay made several social media posts with all four parties throughout the year of 2023, including Tim and Akira, who were husband and wife, and Brenay and Devin, who were husband and wife. Remember, the husbands are family, so this is a friend and family group. Brenay, who is a social media influencer, showcased the life of the two couples on social media without showing Akira's preference for privacy, then proceeded to seduce and have physical intercourse with Akira's husband, Tim. Akira was not in all of the content because she preferred to remain private. Brenay started to make social media posts with just Tim, Akira's husband, many of which were without Akira's knowledge or consent. Brenay presented Akira's husband, Tim, to the world as if he was Brenay's husband and or boyfriend. In December 2023, Brenay came to Akira's mother's home and spent Christmas with Akira's family, Akira's husband, and Brenay's husband, Devin. Brenay would also spend time with Akira and Akira's husband's biological children. And just to add to that, they also called her Auntie. Brenay would constantly call Akira's children her godchildren and proceeded to seduce and have physical intercourse with Akira's husband, Tim, their biological father. Brenay, while knowing that Tim was Akira's husband, was supposed to be Akira's best friend, but willingly engaged in inappropriate behavior that included bumping and grinding, thrusting and lusting, okay? Physical intercourse with Tim, the plaintiff's husband, without the consent of Akira. Brenay, while knowing that Tim was Akira's husband, engaged in humping and thumping, thrusting and lusting with Tim on more than one occasion before Akira and Tim separated. Brenay has flaunted her affair and romantic relationship with Akira's husband, Tim, in public and private places in the presence of friends and acquaintances of Akira and with the intent to humiliate Akira. Tim is seen in numerous videos on Brenay's social media using keys to open doors, implying his access to Brenay's home. Tim has a garage door opener to Brenay's one-door garage. Tim moved his drum set that he plays multiple times each day into Brenay's home. Upon information and belief, Tim, Akira's husband, is now residing at Brenay's home and subleasing his apartment. Now, keep in mind, this was filed in 2024. As a matter of fact, this was filed on the second day of June 2024. Brenay has flaunted the affair and romantic relationship on various platforms such as Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter with millions of viewers. Brenay wrongfully and maliciously deprived Akira of the companionship, society, contributions, and services of Tim's husband without regard for the well-being of Akira's marriage and family. Akira was supportive, dutiful, and faithful to Tim and maintained a loving and healthy home environment for her husband, Tim, and their two minor children. Brenay's torturous actions include, but are not limited to, engaging in a physical and personal relation, baby, sleeping with that woman's husband, okay, with Akira's husband during his marriage to Akira, using confidential information shared between both parties to seduce the plaintiff's husband. My God, on today, having physical intercourse with plaintiff's husband in their marital home. Oh, Jesus, I'm going to jail. Having physical intercourse with plaintiff's husband in the marital home, in the marital bed. My God, on today, somebody lock me up and throw away the effing key. Bumping and grinding, thrusting and lusting with the plaintiff's husband, Tim, in the marital home on the couch where my motherfucking kids are sitting at. Bitch, I know you lying to me. What? Woo! I'm sorry. I can't control myself. I do apologize, but so you leaked your juices. You sat your you know what? Oh, okay. Making social media posts to Brenay's millions of followers with Akira's husband and showing the entire World Wide Web that they are in fact a couple, making social media posts to humiliate Akira and make disparaging comments about Akira and negatively referring to Akira as that girl. Air quotes, air quotes. I can't even talk right now, Jesus. Planning and taking trips with Akira's husband without the knowledge or consent of Akira. So she was tricking, huh? They said it ain't tricking if you got it. That's what it sounds like to me. All right, let me continue. Making several videos expressing her love for Akira's husband, making several videos expressing her future with Akira's husband, including having 4 to 5 children and getting married. Making several videos with Tim stating that she cannot wait to be his wife, allowing Akira's husband Tim to move in with her when he left the marital home due to Brenay's actions, assisting Tim, Akira's husband, in securing housing to help him leave the marital home that they shared, including co-signing a lease to the apartment Tim's husband currently resides in. During the time described and as a direct result of Brenay's seduction of Tim, Akira's husband began to withdraw emotionally from Akira. Tim, Akira's husband, hid his phone, email communications with Brenay from Akira. Additionally, Tim began concealing his financial matters and expenses, including hiding the many outings, dates, transactions, and payments with Brenay and Tim. Because remember, when we read the first cause of the complaint, the criminal conversation, he was her sales manager, air quotes. This is the continuation of the alienation of affection. Tim was taking Brenay on outings and date, and Brenay concealed these outings from Akira. Akira recalls a moment in 2024 where she walked into the marital home and plaintiff's husband did not acknowledge her. Moreover, when Brenay walked into the marital home seconds later, he did acknowledge Brenay. If you are confused about this, based off of my research and what I've seen on different reportings on this situation, Brenay reached out to Akira to let her know that Devin, her husband, bucked at her as if he was going to get physical. And she asked to stay with Akira because remember, they're besties, because she was afraid of Devin and his behavior. So this is, I believe, during this time. Akira wanted to, of course, work on the marriage. She wanted to go to marriage counseling. Tim refused, took off the wedding ring, and pushed it into Akira's chest. Akira is in therapy as a result of Brenay's malicious and deliberate acts. Akira is experiencing extreme emotional distress as a result of Brenay's actions. Brenay pursued a romantic and inappropriate relationship with her best friend's husband, Tim, and engaged in such relationship knowingly and aware of the existence of Akira's marriage and young children in their marital home. Despite such knowledge and knowing the fatalistic effect that Brenay's relationship with Akira's husband would have on the marital relationship, Brenay continued and persisted in a course of conduct that was deliberate and intentional, maliciously designed to seduce Tim, Akira's husband, and to alienate Akira's husband's love and affection from Akira. Brenay has intentionally, wrongfully, and unjustifiably interfered with the relationship between Akira and her husband Tim. Brenay repeated actions and behavior knowing that Akira was seeking to maintain and continue a relationship of love and affections with Tim, her husband. Reckless and willful, and especially aggravated and wanton. After the commencement of the lawsuit against Brenay during a public live on Brenay's influencer TikTok account, seen by over 17,000 viewers, Brenay, in the presence of Tim's husband, did not show any remorse for ruining the family, tried to justify her actions of sleeping with Akira's husband by stating that Akira has going through her husband cheating on her before with another woman and did not bring charges against her, expressed that Akira has been through this same situation previously with another woman, which Akira's husband in the background verbally agreed with Brenay. Y'all got some effing nerve. Okay, let me stick to the paperwork, child. Admitting to their affair with one another, did not show any remorse for her own husband, Devon's broken heart, did not deny any of the allegations against her. Instead, said influencers do things for views sometimes. You know what? I can't imagine you. Not only did your best friend, you know what? I'm trying to get it together. Not only did your best friend sleep with your husband, but when they were caught in the act, they now go on to social media and they create their love affair for content for millions of people to watch, because remember, she has, I believe, 2 million followers or more, and that's just on one platform. You got to be low down, trifling, dirty, dusty, and disgusted and busted to carry on and behave like this and not expect something to come your way in your direction. And I am talking about Brenay and Tim's dusty ass. Yes, I am. I do apologize. I had to get that out. Expressed that she was living her best life and everyone can stay mad. Expressed that she makes Akira mad and uncomfortable. Constantly antagonized Akira during the live, who was her friend prior to Akira finding out about the affair. And let's not forget, Akira's husband Tim and Brenay's husband Devin are blood cousins. Wow. Express Akira is just jealous of her, and if she wanted her husband, she could have him. Mm, During this time, Brenay was on TikTok Live. Tim, Akira's husband, was seen in the background making derogatory comments about his wife, Akira. Defendant Brenay continuously stated that she does not care, and so what, regarding her actions and the harm that was caused to their family. Ooh, you are a rotten apple to the core, baby, with the worm and all. Pretty much the marriage is damaged, it's destroyed, which now leaves Akira, the wife, deprived of love, affection, companionship, society, consortium, sexual relations, and economic support of Tim, Akira's husband, and Akira has suffered injury to her physical and mental health and reputation. As a result of Brenay's malicious conduct and the humiliation it has caused, Akira is currently seeking counseling from a licensed therapist. Brenay's repeated actions and behavior in pursuing and engaging in an inappropriate romantic relationship, including publicly displaying the relationship, knowing that Akira was maintaining and continuing a marital relationship with her husband Tim, and parties were raising their biological children together in the marital home were reckless and willful, and especially aggravating and wanton, for the defendant is liable for punitive damages to Akira, the plaintiff. Due to the above mentioned conduct of defendant, plaintiff Akira has been damaged in the amount in excess of $1 million. Baby, somebody better clock that T. The acts of Brenay were malicious, unlawful, willful, and wanton. The evidence will display ill will, spite, rudeness, and oppression against Akira, and was done with careless, reckless, conscious, and intentional disregard and indifference to the rights of Akira. By reason thereof, plaintiff Akira is entitled to recover punitive damages from Brenay. And the third cause of actions, Brenay is going for all attorney fees to also be reimbursed. Baby, you need to pay for my attorney fees as well, because you and Tim are out here living foul, low down, and filthy. It's one thing, like I said, to get cheated on. All of us, some of us, not all of us, most of us have been cheated on, right? And some of our stories are very much disturbing. However, when the shit is displayed onto the social media from a social media influencer, baby, let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you right now, I would have on those gray sweatpants and that white t-shirt, or give me a jumpsuit. All right, give me a jumpsuit, baby, because I would definitely be down to the prison house, is all I can think about, just listening to the disrespect throughout these court documents. And the last thing here on this complaint is the prayer for relief. Baby, this is some low down dirty mess. This was filed in this an amended complaint on the second day of June 24th by Akira. And baby, here we are down there to the courthouse. So that's all we got. I wanted to keep this short and simple, sweet, straight from the court documents, so that if you are on the outside looking in and you're trying to get caught up, here you go. All right. Bye.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Unfiltered Doll Reactions.
Alright, Slash.
I wish you worked the phone. Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south, I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't